congratulations on the victory. You guys finally managed to get the 2-0. How has it been? Are you guys in the same area that you were before boot camping and all the rest of it? Have you moved around at all?
No, we're not boot camping right now, so we're all at home. Just playing from home.
Okay.
But so far it's been pretty good. I guess the results didn't feel that good. Whenever you go 1-1 in a best of 2, you feel really weird. It's like you have this itch. Now you want to play this third game, right? Who won? It's like you really want to play this game. I think a lot of people have this, but so far the tournament has been fun.
So are you telling me that you want to play a third game right now too against Entity, or you feel pretty sated?
This is okay.
All right, fair enough.
The earlier series, right?
Yeah. Okay, fair enough. So I guess I have a couple different questions about just. I'll come back to mine actually. Fear, I'll let you go first.
Sure.
Go for it.
All right, so my question's going to be, game number 1, you guys ran IO Leshrak. You were given the option in game number 2 to do the same thing. You chose not to. I'm very curious on what was the reasoning behind that.
So the opening was exactly the same. So we thought we could run it back. We're confident to run it back, but we can also swap it up because we feel like we're not bound to a few strategies. And we picked second pick in the first game. Then in the second game they picked Dire, knowing that we'll pick second pick. So obviously they had something prepared, right? If it would work, we'll never know. But they prepared something for this. They fought real long. So we might as well just swap it up. And now they are forced to adapt again. Because we thought our draft in second game is also nice, but it's just different. So just swapping it up to not let your enemy prepare properly for it, kind of. When you looked at the EG series, actually, if you look back at the drafts, EG did something similar to us in both games. And the second game, we just smashed them. Because we understood what to do.
Perfect. All right, yeah, so I guess I'll follow up a little bit on that. Like, is that something that your whole team is confident in doing? Because I know a lot of teams aren't super confident to just run a new strat after they just won with a strat. It's like, oh, we won with that, let's play it again. Who's like the driving force to be like, hey, let's just swap it up and make that like cool and calm and collected decision, I'll say?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's mostly a team decision. Like our coach weighs in, like just swap it up, just go for it. But overall, it's also not like this is a fully new strategy, right? This is heroes we've played a lot in the past. We picked Undying and Furion. We have 2 very good Furion players. Undying is one of my most played hero. So in that sense, no one thinks, what are we picking now? This is some crazy stuff. Like, it's something we're very used to. And if it was something fully new, like if we just pick Bounty there, then maybe people would be like, really? We didn't even play it? So.
Right. All right, so last question here. Is there any hero right now that you love playing in your pubs that you just don't get the chance to play because it's too weak or it doesn't fit the team dynamic?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to answer that because I really enjoyed Chen, but I'm not playing Chen in my pubs even because I think I wouldn't be having a lot of fun. So I really enjoy playing Edge the most, probably still, even now. Like it's always fun. You just do some different builds. Every game is a bit different, right? You can say you get enchant, you can take some big creeps. Every game it's a different big creep. Some games you cannot take any of the creeps because they're all satyrs and trolls. You're running around. What am I gonna do now? So just I really enjoy that part. Like every game is a surprise in a way.
Cool. Okay, so I have 2 questions for you. One's going to be more game oriented, and the other one's more about you. So the first one is I noticed that you guys like sort of are constantly covering a lot of the different like aura items, but it kind of feels like it changes up a lot game to game to game who it is that's taking what. Is that something that you sort of are like talking about in your team comms? If you don't feel comfortable answering this, that's also fine, where it's like, all right, somebody needs to get this, somebody needs to get that, who's getting this, who's getting that, where it's like you sort of have a set couple of items that you want to consistently get, or is it more free form of like, okay, this game we don't maybe necessarily need this thing?
Yeah, I mean, it's just something we discuss before the game starts. It's not some crazy strategy. Before the game, we have some items that we think are good. That's why we're buying them, obviously. And before the game, we just have a little chat about who buys what and what makes sense. If we should buy an item, and this is just mostly about team items, right? Like, we're not really discussing if Furion is gonna buy BKB this game or not. Like,
Right.
that's more hero specific or player specific, game dependent. But these team items that multiple people could buy, we just have a little chat. Do we want the Forest? Do we want Glimmer? Do we want Pipe, Greaves, Bearing, whatever we want. So you don't end up with double drums, because that's rough times. You want to avoid that at all costs?
Fair enough. Okay, and then the other question, more about you. You've obviously been very open about your sort of desire to sort of help save the world, and you're very proudly vegan and all the rest of that. You talked a little bit about sort of an animal sanctuary, something that you had wanted to be donated to. I was just curious if you had any updates about where you're looking at, what you're looking at, how that process is going, what you sort of are interested in specifically putting your platform towards solving, because it's something that you've been really open about in the past. Anything you got to say about that?
Yeah, so I also tweeted about this recently, but probably not everyone saw this, where initially my plan was to start something myself, but I realized it is a lot more complicated than I ignorantly thought at first, probably. So now I'm more looking to support the sanctuary that's already existing, because that's a lot more feasible, and it also gives less pressure in a way where I don't have to worry, what if I just from today I lose every single game, right? Then not making a lot of money.
Right.
But if I support something that already exists, then I don't need to worry about this, because if I fall away, it's already there. They don't need me, but they can hopefully use me. So I've reached out to a few, and hopefully I can talk more about it in the future, about who I'm supporting, and maybe I'll wear some wristband from them, who knows. But yeah, right now that's where it's at, and yeah, until then just try to be a bit conscious of what you're doing, I guess. That's something I can ask. Think a bit about what you're eating, how much you're driving around. It's a bit hard when you live in LA, I guess, but just thinking a bit about it is the first step.
All right, I love it. Well, thank you so much, Seller. I appreciate it very much. Good luck in the rest of your games, and hopefully we'll get to hear from you guys again soon.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you guys. Thank you. See you later.
Yeah, bye.
Bye-bye.